What's happening? What's happening, YouTube? What's happening? This question gonna be interesting. Does gaming at home hold the same weight as going to the arcade? When you're gaming at home, you're right there with your everything by your controls and your panel. You're kind of like in your own world, your own atmosphere. You don't have to answer nobody. Kind of doing as you please. And then you think about the arcade when you sit there and spend coin after coin and play game after game and kind of like take on this orbit. So does it carry the same weight or does it put you in a different predicament? It's kind of different because gaming at home, people do it for hours on end and they kind of live it and drink it and sleep it. Do they ever turn off from it? I think the arcade actually kept me normalized because then you knew you had to go home. It was fun and addictive, but it had to end, you know. It's interesting what people gravitate towards as far as what they want to do, how they want to do, and where they want to do. Um, Arcade life was amazing. Gaming life can be amazing for some too. The thing about gaming is you can sit at home and you can call your own shots as far as your timing. Some people do that. That's what they resonate with. So it's interesting how that all comes to be. But I think that in all honesty, I'm geared towards the more the arcade because the arcade was pretty simple, and when it ended, it was over. It wasn't no, it's like I'll come back another time. But I wanted to do other things. The thing about gaming is that gaming is almost like hypnotic. It puts you almost in a trance. Um, you're doing it. You're in one spot. You eat, you drink, you sleep. You get into it. That's what you do. And playing video games at home is cool, but I think it's more addictive. I think going to the arcade was fun because it was part of doing something, but you were going to compartmentalize, maybe going to the movies, maybe going out to eat, maybe going for a bike ride, maybe playing ball. And I think that's the biggest thing that has happened that now with everything, because don't get it twisted, Atari, all those things were at the crib back in the day. There's a lot of gaming at home, but it wasn't done in a way that it just locked you in as much as it is done now. It's nowadays it locks you in to the point where people don't really want to do anything else. And so I miss the ability to adapt to doing other things, the alternative, because I think that going to the arcade was great because it was like going to a club. It was its own universe, but you knew it had to end. And the thing about gaming is it doesn't end for some people. That's what some people do 24/7, 365. So, and of course, everybody's going to say, well, you don't have to pay, but you do pay with your electric. You do pay with making sure everything is set up. You pay sometimes with your diet, with your nutrition, with your outlook, because people get into it. They get into all kinds of words that they say, feelings that they say, things they convey, their messages. So, um, it's an interesting look. So that's my thoughts and takes. I mean, it's interesting, gaming at home versus going to the arcade and which one is more addictive, which one can you get out of. Because they both had addictions to them, but I think that the arcade was the one that you could definitely move from and remove yourself from. But you let me know what you think. Which one was more addictive? Gaming at home or the arcade? Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another share if you like. And hit that membership because when you do, requests like this come true. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free, stay sane. I'm out one time. Peace.